before we end, I want to play a game. And full disclosure, this is inspired by something I saw on The Daily Show, which, when you think about it, is the whole premise of this show anyway. So, it's called What Was Kirk Asked? All right, can I, I didn't like how that sounded. Can I borrow Destra's audience for this? Because it's not like she's using them anymore. All right, let's go again. It's called What Was Kirk Asked? Okay, that's much better. So for this game, I will need someone from the audience. And since there is no audience, I am stealing production assistant Brian. You may remember Brian from all the Long Story Short promos. Brian, I am going to play you a series of sound bites from Kirk Mieghoo's interview with our colleague Keaton Shah last week. And you have to tell me, what was Kirk asked? Here is the first one.
Well, that is not correct. I mean, we have, for instance, in our Sunday opposition briefings, yesterday Dr. Rudy Munilal gave our solutions on the border management during our virtual reports tonight. But every Monday night we have our policy programs and proposals, on Thursday as well. And this is one of the huge complaints we have about the way the media has covered, from the election and going forward. Mm-hmm. We have a full, complete plan for redeveloping Trinidad and Tobago.
Now, Brian, was Kirk asked, A, where people could find more information about the UNC? B, what are your complaints about the media? Or C, why don't your media releases proffer actual solutions to the problems you raise? Brian.
I guess I'll go with B.
Is it B?
I've read actually a couple of your media releases, and I'm trying to figure out. I'm reading all the criticisms, I'm seeing all the criticisms, but the United National Congress does not ever, in any of their media releases, put forward any sort of solutions. Why is that?
Oh no, the answer was clearly C. And it is a good question that was asked, because even if Kirk wanted to say that solutions are proffered at the Monday Night Forum, which, by the way, as someone who watches every single one, there are none. Kirk Mieghoo issues several press releases a day, and none of them have any tangible solutions. Okay, let's go to soundbite number 2.
As Keith Rowley does do that, certainly that was clearly a dog whistle by lying about the UNC calling out Tobago. Nobody ever blamed Tobago for the COVID spike. On TNM, Facebook sites and so forth, they're paid bloggers like Rhoda in which they have advocated violence and so forth, which is one side against another side at all. But this is Keith Rowley's classic diverse. If we go back to the election, this stupid idea that somehow offering bananas is racist. That is the most retarded idea ever.
Now, Brian, the question was, how often does the Prime Minister say divisive things? How is saying don't blame Tobago considered divisive and racist? Or C, are bananas racist?
Well, I'm gonna have to go with C on this one.
Is it because of your shirt?
How do you know?
All right, let's see. What was Kirk asked?
That some of the media releases by the United National Congress is political propaganda. How do you respond to that?
Can you give me an example?
So let me give you an example. On April the 22nd, you spoke about Keith Rowley must be condemned for inciting division again. Now, that was in relation to his comments of we must not blame Tobago for the COVID spike. But you
Correct.
went on to speak about the racist divide that is Keith Rowley always seeks to put a racist division. And I do not recall in any part of his speech where he actually brought in some sort of racist division. So why is it that came into play?
Oh no! It was B. B was the answer that we were looking for. But as we are talking about bananas, if you actually can't see how the banana thing could be construed as racist, even if it was not the intention, then you got some problems, buddy. Also, just so you know, we no longer use the word retarded. That went out around the time of your political career. Last soundbite.
The intention was clear to pit one part of the country against another part of the country. That has never been the United National Congress's mode. We are the whole name United National Congress is about uniting the. It comes from the African National Congress of Nelson Mandela, the Indian National Congress of Gandhi, and because the two major races are Africans and Indians. Now, in terms of in terms of the map, we all know that our testing is among the lowest in the world. They do not have a proper epidemiological map to understand the distribution of COVID. That is a contact tracing map, which is totally different.
This is the last one. This is your last chance to get one right. Was he asked A, are you seeing racism where it doesn't exist? B, did we test enough for COVID-19 as a nation? Or C, where did the United National Congress get its name?
If it won't have to get right now, it has to be this one. Is it A?
Letter C, is it A?
Caroni, as well as Victoria, in fact, central and northeastern parts of Trinidad, they seem to be COVID-19 hotspots. So if you are pulling out that it's a dog whistle between Indo-Trinidadians and Tobago, which is mostly Afro-Trinbagonian, dominated, isn't that, in a sense, the United National Congress seeing racism where racism really has not been played?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he got one right. Oh my goodness, yes. Good job, Brian. 1 out of 3. Not bad, not bad. Listen, thank you for playing, and we will see you next time on What Was Kirk Asked? And remember, only the UNC can help control the Kirk Mieghoo population by having his press releases spayed or neutered. Bye-bye, everybody.